What's up, guys? It's the Fat Bandit, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the patch, or some more about the patch. Anyways, I wanted to give you guys kind of my outlook, my opinion on it. Now that it's been out for about a day, and or actually almost 2 days now, and kind of just give you my opinion on it. I didn't want to give you guys like my full opinion on it right away, just because I just had started playing with it, and of course I'm going to mention to you guys all the awesome things that I first noticed when I first start playing the game with a new patch. But ultimately, I wanted to take a take a night on it, sleep on it for a little bit, and just kind of get my thoughts together about it, how I really feel about it, and play some more games, and kind of see how I really feel and what I don't like about it and what I do like about it, and so on and so forth. So now that I've played a couple games, there are, everything that I liked about it still stands. I like the fact that the squads of up to any size are free, or by any size they mean 4. So squads up to 4 are free. That's still awesome. And I do like the stuff that I've mentioned before, and now that I've played it a couple more games, or at least another whole day, basically, I kind of realize that there is some things that I don't like about it. Now, I don't completely hate the patch by any means, and there's been so much trash talk about the new patch on the forums and on the game chat channel, the main chat channel. It's just kind of ridiculous at this point. I mean, people are, saying things like, "Oh my God, this game got ruined overnight. This patch is gonna be the end of this game." I mean, people are completely overreacting, blowing it out of proportion. We're gonna die. We're all gonna get nuclear radiation poisoning and die, and all our babies are gonna eat us because they're gonna turn and mutate into some sort of freaking freak babies. I mean, it's just like, it's horrible. Apparently, it's like world-ending stuff that this patch is so bad. That's how bad it is. I mean, and then to me, it's ridiculous. It's just a patch. They're testing out new stuff. They're gonna test out new stuff from, from the time we play it, until they officially release the game. Which, by the way, it isn't officially released. Most people keep forgetting that. It is in beta stage. And I know that, and most people, will argue, well, that's not an excuse to be able to have crappy gameplay. And I completely agree, that isn't an excuse. But you still have to take it for what it is. I mean, it is in beta, so you can't neglect that fact. You can't overlook that. You can't just say, hey, this game is supposed to be this. It's supposed to have this and this and this, and it can't have this mistake, and it can't have that mistake. And it's like, that's not true. It is still in beta. They aren't charging for this game. It is free to play, and anything that you're willing to pay for it, it's completely at your own risk. So, because of that, you have to take into consideration what that means, it being in beta, and that means that they're gonna try out new things. That means that we're basically their testing ground to try out things to see if they work, see if they don't work. At this point, I think for the most part, they kind of have an idea. Okay, the controllers, this works. These kind of setup works. People like this kind of ship, and like they've done a good job balancing out the ships, I think, and sure, they still have some room for improvement here and there, and it's never going to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect game, but it's still, it's still in beta, so therefore they're still going to try out new things. And this patch is just another example of that. They're going to be trying out new things, and then we voice our opinions. We let them know what we like, what we don't like, what's working, what isn't working, and then they make improvements or take away things from there. So people really need to take a step back and just kind of calm down. Everybody, I think, just needs to calm down and realize, hey, it's not the end of the world. This isn't like the end of the game. Okay, that's it. The game is over and it's broken and it's never going to work again, and that's it. There's still gonna be there's gonna be another patch. I mean, since I started playing this game about a week since its open beta release, I think I've been through 3 patch updates. I mean, that's a pretty good amount, right? I mean, they're still doing work on it, but that's a pretty good amount of patch updates, in a matter of what, like a month or so, or a little over a month that I've been playing this game. I don't even know, but not even a month probably. But it's like, there's still gonna be things changing. So people need to take that first step and kind of realize, hey, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. Things are going to be changing. Things are going to change again, and there's going to be another patch where you're probably going to hate a million other things about it, but there's some good things coming along with that. Okay, and they're trying to improve it. They're doing this not to hurt anybody. They're trying to improve the game. So that being said, take that into consideration. Go voice your opinion on forums, but just to sit there and bash on it in chat or even in the forums, it's just completely counterproductive. You're not doing anything. You're just talking, and that's not helping anything. That's not improving the game. If you really hate the game that much and it's horrible, then say something about it to improve it, or leave. Which brings me to my next point. Leave. If you don't like this game, if it's not for you, if this game is, you know, making you really upset, if you're not liking the patch, if whatever it is, if you're not a fan of it, leave. Why are you still playing this game that you so hate, or still talking about this game? Just leave. I mean, I would much rather there be a small group of people that actually really enjoy this game than a huge group of people where, where half of them absolutely hate the game. Why are you still in chat? Why are you still talking to people? Why are you still trying to bash on the game? Why are you trying to say all these negative things about the game? It's not going to change people's minds about it if you just continue to bash on the game. You actually just look like an idiot. I mean, you might as well just leave. So that's one thing I don't understand, and I don't understand people that just sit around and continue to hate on the game but don't do anything about it, or don't leave. Go buy a $60 game that probably sucks and go play that. Like, go do that. There you have so many options. There's so many other games out there. Go play those. So, anyways, moving on to the actual patch itself, now that I've played it a little bit more, I definitely appreciate the things that they've done, but there are some complaints that I have about it. And it's basically only two, but they pretty much go hand in hand, so you can just make it one big complaint rather than two small ones. And that has to do with the prices of the ships and loot. They've increased the prices on ships for sure, and I believe some equipment. I know that they've improved they've increased the Mark 1 equipment prices for sure. Not sure what other equipment they've increased, but they might have increased other ones. I'm sure they have. But the biggest one that I have is about the ships. The ship price increase for me is just a huge letdown because, as you guys know, I grinded my heart out for tier 3, while I was in tier 2, and it took me forever to get my tier 3 default interceptor, and I still have that ship, and I am a long ways away from getting the next tier 3 interceptor that I wanted, which was the Chris Type S. And now that they've increased the prices, I have even longer to go. So that being said, it's just ridiculous. It's going to take me so long, and that sucks for me, especially somebody who's been putting a lot of time and effort into this game, and for me to just kind of, realize that, hey, I have so much more to go to reach that ship, it's just kind of heartbreaking. So don't really like the fact that they did that, and I don't really see a huge reason for them to do that. It's not benefiting anything, really. And some people make the complaint that, oh, it's just trying to fatten up their wallets because it makes you want to buy a ship. Well, it doesn't really make me want to buy a ship. It just kind of discourages me from playing as much, or maybe encourages me to play even more in some cases because I need to grind even more. But it just, for me personally, I feel like when I first heard that, or I saw the ship cost 1,000,000 credits more, I kind of got discouraged and was like, maybe I'm just not going to play this game as much or take it as serious or try to get into it as much as I am. And that kind of hurts the game, right? I want the game to be better. I want the game to pull me in and pull everybody in and play it and have fun. And I still am having fun, don't get me wrong, but that to me is just kind of a heartbreaker. I have to, grind even more to reach that tier 3 interceptor ship that I want. And I am one of those guys that have not paid a penny for this game. And like I've mentioned before, that's nothing against the game. It's just me going, you know what, how far can I get? How much fun can I have with this game that is free to play and people consider it a play to win, which I believe is not the case at all. How far can I go in it and not spend a dime? And so far I've been doing really good. You guys have been seeing my progress pretty much since I started playing it and where I'm at now. And it's pretty, it's not slow by any means. It's pretty fast. But definitely, I feel like I'm kind of an example that, look, you don't have to spend money to have fun with this game. And that's basically all that it is. It's a fun game. So treat it as such. Those are basically the biggest complaints I have about it. Other than that, the one big complaint that the general public, I think, has, that I've seen for the most part, is the fact that they've merged all the tiers together in one matchmaking, one big matchmaking, basically. So if you're tier 2, for instance, you'll have tier 1s and tier 3s in your matchmaking. If you're tier 1, you might have up to tier 3 in your in your battle, and so on. So there might be a tier 2 with a tier 4 in the battle. And a lot of people are really hating on that, and they're saying, oh my god, like that's horrible. As a tier 2 ship, I'm completely useless. I'm not gonna get any kills, and I lose all this money, and it's horrible. I'm not having any fun. I'm getting killed. I'm dead all the time. Whatever. And I can never win and stuff. And that to me is a bunch of BS. And I'll tell you why. Because I've jumped into multiple games, and these games that you guys are watching right now are kind of my examples of that. I've jumped into multiple games where the other team clearly has an upper hand, or my team clearly has an upper hand with all these tier 4 ships or whatever, higher ships than they do, and the team that you would think on paper should win ends up losing. So it doesn't. To me, it's BS. To me, it's like, look, if you have a crappy team and you go into a game and you're all disorganized, it doesn't matter if you have all tier 4 ships. If you suck, you suck. You're going to lose, your team's going to suck, your team's not going to play the objective, and you're going to do horrible, and you're going to lose. That's that. So that to me is a bunch of BS. I don't believe in that complaint. I feel like that complaint is just kind of non-existent. Like I said, these games are kind of, evidence of that. The fact that there's teams out there that if you're just a good team, I had a team that was made up of all just tier 2 and tier 3, and there were some tier 4s in the opposite team, and we ended up winning. By a lot, and that's because we were all helping each other, kind of communicating, coordinating, and it ended up being a good thing. So, to me, that the only complaint really that I have for it is the fact that they've raised the prices on the ships. Pretty much other than that, guys, I like the patch a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and if we do have complaints as the game players, as the video game players, as the public that they're testing this out on, we should voice our opinions and tell them, hey, look, we don't like this, or we like this, or this is working, or this isn't working. So let's do that, and let's continue to have fun with this game. And I'll see you guys online. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll check you guys later.